For those of you who've been paying attention, and yes, you don't like my music, we agree. The Republicans in Congress who are blocking aid to Ukraine are not doing it for humanitarian reasons.
Of course not. They want their border wall.
Yeah, they want their money. They want all that stuff.
No. They would just rather allocate their money towards the border wall and then potentially going after China. You know what I mean? Like they just, we have no delusion about any of that.
What never gets stated is the reason why this type of a story is happening. And all too often, we see what's happening right now in Gaza, but we cannot forget that there is endless war in Ukraine and Russia, which should never have happened in the first place.
Well, it's not really in Russia.
Well, no, it's in Ukraine, sure. But it's something that never should have happened in the first place. And yet, hundreds of billions and billions of dollars have been spent on something where innocent people are being killed left and right. We always knew how this was going to end. And for the most part, it looks like Putin and Russia have obtained what they set out.
It's interesting that you say how much money has been spent, because to me, I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, how much money they made. And really, Russia's getting exactly what it wanted in the first place. All of this could have been avoided. And yet they made so much money. In fact, our rep made a significant ROI on the Russia invasion into Ukraine. So, I mean, like, a lot of this, what you look at how much was spent, I'm like, they made a fortune.
They did. And now you're going to find out how much more of a fortune they think they're going to make, because apparently Zelensky and Biden still think that there is a war to be won here.
Oh my God.
But we will let them explain to you exactly why that is the case.
Congress needs to pass a supplemental funding for Ukraine before they break the holiday recess, before they give Putin the greatest Christmas gift they could possibly give him. And so because we've seen what happens when dictators don't pay the price for the damage and the death and the destruction they cause, and they keep going when no price is paid. The threats to America, to Europe, and the world will only keep rising if we don't act. And I intend that we act.
Our goals for 24th are clear. Take away Russia's superiority and disrupt their offensive operations. And I think it's real. And also some other important things. I met with the heads of American defense companies yesterday. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Really powerful companies. I thank them and thanks all the workers, engineers, managers who build the strength of American weapons, helping Ukraine boost the development of arsenals of democracy.
And it's the picture as much as anything that you are seeing right now that matters for him. He has the Republican Minority Leader, Mitch McConnell, at one side, the Senate Democratic Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, at the other. This is very intentional. This was meant to show the bipartisan support in the U.S. Senate.
What we need and where you already helped us. That's why I want to thank you, all of you and your partners. And of course, please pass from me messages to your workers, people who really work and they did a lot for Ukraine. Just one, less we are facing to this war, as unprovoked war, and we understand that without such people, companies, and such workers, and we really couldn't manage and save our land. And we are very thankful that we have such friends.
Yeah.
The thing that he said.
The maudlin music.
That's not even it.
The maudlin music.
You can say the music, which is ridiculous, but the real issue here, probably more than anything else, is when he said, and I met with the defense contractors. It's like, dude, you're giving away the game.
That's the whole point.
You're just saying what's really going on here is that this is a military industrial complex, money grab. What else is it? You're out there saying, oh, we're going to totally give Putin his biggest Christmas present ever.
Yeah, he got exactly what he wanted. He got exactly what he wanted. And I don't know what the numbers are on the Russian side in terms of like death and casualty and damage or anything. I don't know of it. So I can't comment on that.
They have definitely, without question, there has been a lot of people that have been killed on both sides, but the Ukrainian people have been slaughtered in such a way that could have been avoided.
Oh
And
yeah,
it's-
the whole thing could have been avoided, but it wouldn't have been as profitable.
But therein lies the rub. Just go along.
All right.
Remember to smash that like button, share and subscribe, and do all those wonderful things we ask you to do. And again, yes, he is Scary Bird, and he'll be here very shortly. Welcome to the channel, Jen. No, we have very rational change here on this channel.
Why? Why
You
would
know?
someone say irrational?
Some people have to say things that they make them feel good.
I actually pride myself on the use of reason for most things.
But that therein lies where you're talking about reason.
I am very pragmatic and very logical.
If you're pragmatic and logical and you're looking at what's happening right now
Right.
in Ukraine, and
Yeah.
you can't see
Right.
that all you're doing is leading more and more people to slaughter that can be completely avoided. But this is the whole thing about the military industrial complex. It's not about human life. It's about profit and resources.
It's shareholders.
And yet still thinking that this is something that they can accomplish at this point. What are you hoping to accomplish?
Forever war. I mean, the whole point is there's always going to be a war. There always will be something wherein the MIC is churning significant profit. So if one thing seems to be getting resolved or is dying down, then you better believe something's going to happen somewhere else. There's going to be some type of red flag manufacturing consent situation to justify however many more, trillions you could put into killing people.
Are we libertarians, Jen?
Okay, so I'm not big on labels. I wouldn't say I'm libertarian. I don't know. I mean, Luke Radowski thinks I'm an anarcho-communist. So, it's interesting.
Well, that's coming from Luke. But then again, Luke would be considered a libertarian. So,
but no, I'm a very civil libertarian. I truly believe that it is not the government's job to patrol and police behavior of consenting adults. I don't have any problem with what consenting adults do.
well,
I support all of the amendments, including the second, which much to the dismay of some of the people on my left in other respects. And then where I fall on social issues is I'm pretty much a bleeding heart, think that we should be inviting in the people coming across the border and offering them like meals and dorms. So, I am never going to agree with things that are not in the best interest of general human rights.
I definitely agree with that. And therein lies where you talk about the humanity. Sometimes you have to recognize that you have to either cut your losses or you have to change policy. And our policy is to expand the military reach as far and wide as possible. Just
No,
because
that's not our policy.
Well, no, that's not our policy. No.
Our
we are very
policy is
much-
to oppose that.
Yes, very much anti-war, and war is only absolutely necessary if you are the ones who are being invaded. And in this case, we as a country always manage to find a way to get involved with everybody else's business.
Which is why I think this is why it is so easy to manufacture consent here, because we never see anything happen here. We don't have conscription service. We don't have really anybody that has any skin in the game that's making the rules to send our, basically our poor and more vulnerable communities and children in those communities off to wars. Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.